Is WWE completely scripted? Or are the injuries, blood, pain, and physical punishment we see inside the ring actually real? Is WWE basically just a movie with a predetermined storyline? Or do WWE superstars really put their bodies on the line every time they step inside that ring? And here's the biggest question. If WWE is scripted, then why have legends like The Undertaker, Triple H, Brock Lesnar, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Edge, and Mick Foley suffered some seriously dangerous injuries throughout their careers? Today we're going to uncover the real truth about Best Global because we bring you WWE and AEW stories, shocking facts, backstage secrets, and moments you probably never knew about. Let's get into it. First, why is WWE called scripted? To understand WWE, you first need to understand one important thing. WWE is not presented as a traditional competitive sport. It is sports entertainment. That means wrestling is combined with storytelling, characters, drama, rivalries, and physical performance. Who wins the championship? Who becomes the villain? Who becomes the fan favorite? Who starts a rivalry with whom? Major storylines and match outcomes are generally planned ahead of time by WWE's creative team. Think about rivalries like John Cena versus Randy Orton, Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, or The Undertaker's legendary WrestleMania storylines. These aren't random events. There is creative planning behind them. But here's where things get interesting. The story may be scripted, but the physical performance is very real. And that's the part many people misunderstand. Second, are WWE fights fake? This is probably the biggest question of all. If the winner is already decided, does that mean the entire fight is fake? Not exactly. WWE Superstars are professionally trained athletes. Moves like suplexes, power bombs, choke slams, spears, and German suplexes are real physical maneuvers. The difference is that wrestlers are trained to perform these moves in a controlled way. They learn timing, they learn positioning, they learn how to protect themselves and their opponents. The goal isn't to actually destroy the other wrestler. The goal is to make the move look devastating while reducing the risk as much as possible. But here's the important part. Reducing the risk doesn't mean eliminating the risk. These are real human beings throwing themselves onto the mat, lifting each other, taking falls, and performing physically demanding moves. One mistake, one bad landing, 1 second of bad timing can completely change everything. That's why WWE is best described as scripted storytelling plus real physical performance. Third, do WWE superstars actually get injured? Absolutely. And this is where the idea that WWE is fake becomes misleading. Over the years, countless WWE superstars have suffered legitimate injuries. Stone Cold. Steve Austin suffered a serious neck injury during his career. Edge was forced to step away from wrestling for years because of serious neck issues. Triple H suffered major injuries during his career, including a torn quadriceps that happened during a match. And then there's Mick Foley. His infamous Hell in a Cell match became one of the most shocking moments in wrestling history. Foley was thrown from the top of the cell and suffered real physical consequences. That wasn't a movie stunt where the director could simply yell, "Cut!" It happened during a professional wrestling match, and that's the difference. But there's another side to WWE. Sometimes things simply don't go according to plan. In professional wrestling, you may hear the word botch. A botch happens when a move or a sequence doesn't go the way it was supposed to. Sometimes it's harmless, but sometimes a botch can become extremely dangerous. A missed landing, a mistimed move, an unexpected impact, and suddenly a planned wrestling sequence can turn into a real medical emergency. That's why WWE superstars need much more than acting ability. They need strength, athleticism, timing, balance, coordination, and the ability to react instantly when something goes wrong. So, is WWE real or fake? Here's the simplest answer. WWE's storylines are scripted, the characters are developed, major match outcomes are predetermined, but the physical performance, training, falls, exhaustion, and risk involved are real. A punch might be pulled or controlled, a wrestling move might be carefully performed, but the impact still happens. The bodies are still taking stress, and injuries can still happen. That's why calling WWE completely fake isn't accurate. But calling it a completely real competitive fight isn't accurate either. It's something different. It's sports entertainment